Alright, this training video is about how to create a hotshot or a future delivery. So in routeman, when you want to send a delivery, you will select the customer from the customer drop down, and then we have a hotshot or delivery button. Now, for this button to show up, you have to have at least one product that's selected that you can place into hotshots. So if you don't see this button right here, what you would do is go to your product lists and choose at least your main product and edit it to make it hotshot available. Once you have at least one of those, you may have to log out of routeman and log back in to get the change, and you will see this hotshot or delivery button here. So I will know that I need to place an order for this customer. Maybe I'm on the phone with them. I will select them here and choose create hotshot. Now what's going to happen is all the products that I've chosen as being hotshot available will be listed here. So if you don't select that for some of your products, you won't see them listed. You can also choose, if you want a shorter list, you can assign par levels to your customers, and then there is a setting in host settings that you can turn on that filter to only show the par level products for each customer when you're looking at this hotshot delivery order screen. So that can make it a little bit simpler. If you need to learn about par levels, search for par levels in the help videos and you can learn all about them. Here, once I'm in the hotshot screen, I have a bunch of different choices. If I don't know what the customer needs, I just know they need to be visited by my delivery driver, I can simply submit the hotshot. I don't have to select any products. But if I know, hey, this customer is out of 10-pound bagged ice, I could choose the product and that will show up on the delivery order for the driver. If I happen to know what the quantity is that the customer is going to need, I can enter that here. So let's say the person on the phone tells me the box is empty and I know that that holds 250 10-pound bags. I can go ahead and enter that amount in, which will actually display how much the total cost of the order will be, so I can communicate that back to the customer if they need to know. But also it tells the driver to expect this is how much they're going to need for this order. So it can help the dispatcher who's able to see this order, or the driver be able to expect how much product they're going to need in case of if they're getting low and their product levels are getting low, they may have to call back to the office and figure out something as far as someone bringing them more product or giving the order to someone else. All right, you're going to default to sending the order to the shipping address that is the main shipping address for that customer, but you could also select one of the alternate addresses if the customer has alternate addresses saved under the addresses tab. And so if the customer were saying, hey, we have a special event, I need this delivery at the Civic Center, I could choose that and it automatically brings in the correct address and geocode, and will actually, if the driver clicks on directions, will actually route the driver using the turn-by-turn directions on Route Mobile, will bring them to the correct address. So you're going to default to the regular shipping address most of the time. And then down here, if you have invoice comments or delivery info that is being brought in from the delivery tab, you'll be able to see them displayed right there. You're going to default to a hotshot delivery, and our system is designed to show a 60-minute countdown. That is just to keep track of how old the order is and doesn't stop the driver from making a delivery after that or anything like that. But that's just the default. If you want, and this just operates as soon as possible. You're sending the hotshot for immediately and as soon as possible. If this hotshot is actually a future delivery, you can select this button and it will light up to where I can choose a date in the future. And if you'd like to use that function, there's a setting that controls whether this hotshot will show up right now or only in the future. And so if your company is always taking orders and placing them for the next day or later on in the week, you can actually turn it off to where you don't see those deliveries until the day that they're due in the dispatch or on the devices. So that's up to your control. And let us know if you need help adjusting those settings. Now I can choose a date in the future and say, okay, this delivery needs to happen Saturday and it needs to be at noon. So I can adjust that to display as such so that the driver knows when it should be okay to deliver. We do have the ability to assign prepayment. Some of our companies like to use credit card processing and take the payment over the phone. You can go ahead and learn about assigning a prepay if you choose. You can enter your PO number there. Sometimes the person calling has the PO number and you can record the purchase order number. At that time, it will flow through the order onto the invoice without the driver having to record that. You can record, if you'd like, who placed the order, who emailed or phoned in the order, so that the driver can see who placed the order when they arrive. You can also pull from the contacts. Under the contacts tab of the customer account, you can choose who is the contact that's associated with this order. If that's simpler, which you have the ability to pull in their cell phone number or whatever. If the customer would like an email invoice for just this particular order, you can go ahead and enter an email in this box, and it will only email this invoice when it's created to that email address. It does not save back to their account. If there are other thoughts that you need to communicate to your driver or the customer, depending on whether you want them to print or not, you can click into these boxes here and enter whatever kind of notes you need to. All right, when I'm ready, I'm going to hit submit, and it's going to submit this order. And what happens, you notice because I'm on the deliveries tab for this customer, it creates a line of the new delivery that I've just created. If you were on a different tab, you wouldn't see that. But if you go to deliveries, it shows that there is a pending delivery. It's an open delivery. You can see that because it's green. And once that delivery is made, it would turn white, and because it's completed. If I cancel it, it would of course turn red to match this description down here. If I need to edit this delivery in the future, I can click on this button over here, or I can print a printout of the delivery that's expected to be made. Okay, the other thing that happens when you submit the hotshot is it goes to the dispatch. So if I open my dispatch, it will actually generate the order in this queue up here at the top of the unassigned deliveries, except if you notice, I don't have an order now for Atlantic Beverage. And the problem is, if you remember, I actually played with the date and made it future dated. So if I go to February 19th instead of the 17th, which is what I'm on right now, I will see that order. So let's fast forward my dispatch to look at the 19th. Okay, so here is the order that is in the dispatch. It's unassigned. It's ready for me to assign it to a driver. There is actually an option in the hotshot screen if I want to assign it directly to that device and skip this step. So if the dispatcher is also taking the calls and entering the hotshots, they can choose, let's say I do create new delivery. I can actually choose from the drop down right here which device I want to get this delivery directly, so that I can skip the step of opening the dispatch and selecting the delivery and then assigning it down to the correct device. As always, I hope this is helpful in learning how to create a delivery or a hotshot. If you have any questions, please feel free to give the KCS office a call and we'll be happy to help.